Okay, everyone, let's see what we have. Okay, it's the Rotosha. This is the Bajoran transport ship. Wow, they call it a scout ship, but I don't think you ever see it scouting. You pretty much only ever see it transporting. To me, this is one of the closest examples of like a regular civilian ship that Star Trek has appearing in the Attack-Wing games. I would say the two like regular civilian ships, which aren't used for combat, are the that appear in the show and in the Attack-Wing game are the Bajoran scout ships and the Ferengi shuttles. The ship itself, I think it's a 3 attack. I used to think it was a 2, but I think it's a 3 attack. Okay, here we go. And what's the other thing I can remember? Its ability is like you get I remember. You get bonus what is it? I think you get a battle stations if you're nearby allies. Okay, here we go. Put the plastic here. Remove the tape. I like to actually save these bags. Oh, this is interesting. So I guess I forgot this. This pack, the cards, it's weird. The cards aren't stacked in one big deck and then slid in on its, slid into the bag. With this one, I've noticed this before. They split the deck and put the cards side by side. So this one probably has more cards than the average expansion. Let's see. Let me check the little thing here. It says two ship cards, 1 maneuver card, 3 captain cards, 1 admiral card, 6 upgrade cards, and 2 mission cards, and 1 additional rules card. Okay, so comes with an admiral, which is probably this guy who I think is supposed to be a terrorist. So let us take this. They're a little hard to get the cards out of this bag because they're put in horizontally. Okay, so let's start here. We've got the Rotosha Bajoran scout ship. It's 2. It's not a 3. So it's a 2, 2, 3, 2. So it's 2 attack. So if it's a 2 attack ship, typically that means you want to put a weapon upgrade on it, or it's designated to more of a support role, or it requires its named ability to really be good. So it's more 2 attack ships typically are defensive ships. It's got a 2 evade, which is good for a defensive ship. 3 hull, so it cannot carry a shuttle, and 2 shield, which isn't the best, but it's better than some cloak ships that are generic. It's 18 points, so for something like this, you'd want to probably have a discounted version of this released eventually. We're looking at a stat bar that's... This sort of is Miranda class tier stat bar, but the Miranda class I think comes in with 3 shields in the named, not 2. So this is worse than a Miranda class in that regard. What's its arc? I just need to check its arc. I think it's a 90 forward. Yeah, just a 90 forward. You do get the standard Federation action bar of evade, target lock, scan, battle stations. Battle stations is an interesting choice for this one, because I do sort of feel like these are civilian ships. After you move, if your ship is within range 1 of a friendly ship, you may perform the battle station action as a free action. So that's good. You won't be able to do 2 battle stations actions with this, though, because you can only perform an action bar action once, even if it's a free action. Alright, so it comes with 2 crew upgrades. For what it's literally supposed to be like a transport vessel, like the equivalent of a space plane, I would have expected 3 or 4 crew upgrades. Or even a tech to give it like a defense, like a defensive tech. 2 crew on an 18-point ship, which has a low attack, doesn't feel good. Like, yeah. At first glance, it doesn't look like you can really do much with this, because you aren't building up epic crew combos with something that only has 2 crew. If it has like if basically the ship has 2 slots, I think of it as like a a utility ship that I just throw in the battle to carry something special. But it's limited what you can carry with this. I suppose you could put some of those like really expensive discard or one-use crews on this sort of ship, fly it around, do those super crew abilities, discard them, and then just have the ship as a support ship. Sure, 2 attack isn't great, but you do get yourself a free battle stations if you're flying near an ally. Okay. So let's see, we've got a crew upgrade here. Bajoran Militia. It's generic. During the combat phase, add a number of attack dice equal to the number of Bajoran Militia upgrades assigned to your ship, max +3 until the end phase. This may only be purchased for a Bajoran ship. Oh, you do not discard this. I thought this was like a stacked discard like Vulcan Commandos, but no. This is an action, yes, but you reuse it. And you keep those attack dice until the end phase, and this pack does come with 3 of these upgrades, so that means you're going to be able to rock, you'll be able to turn this ship into a 5 attack dice ship. And that would be, you'd have, these each cost 3, so that would be 9 points to make this 2 attack dice ship into a 3 attack dice ship. That's more viable. Downside is that would bring the total cost of the ship, not including whatever card you use to get your extra crew slot, 27 points, I think. It would make the Ratosha cost 27 points for a 5/2 3/2, and you'd be spending your action to get this dice, but then you would have the free action as the battle stations, so you could get your battle stations and a 5 attack. That's not terrible, but I mean, you could try to do like some sort of there's secondary weapons that cost 4 to 6 SP that can do the job. Okay, here we go. Captain Day Canoe. Skill 4, 3 points. When attacking with your primary weapon during the roll attack dice step, you may set one of your attack dice on the result of your choice. If so, place an auxiliary power token beside the ship. This die cannot be rolled or re-rolled during the round you use this ability. Okay, so good news is that's a passive ability. So if we're going with this this basic, what was I saying, this build where you use him, okay, for that you wouldn't be able to use the plus crew, I don't think. Can you? We'll find out how you get your extra crew later. But if you're using him on this build, he isn't going to change, he's not going to cost an action to use. So now you're getting a crit, 4 dice, because you've sacrificed 1 for the thing, auxiliary power token, and a battle station. So now you're performing green moves. He can't take an elite, but here is an elite. Anyway, this is a 1-point elite. I think the Bajorans are pretty good for the 1-point elites. More than meets the eye. Transformers. You may discard this card to place a scan token beside your ship, even if there's already one there. You cannot perform a scan action as a free action during the round you use this ability. However, the good news is you can still do this with a normal action scan. For a 1-point discard, that is okay, I would say. 1 point for a 1-off, because you can't make it any cheaper, right? The only way you could make it cheaper is if you had, like, place 3 mission tokens and remove 1 mission token to place a scan or something like that. We've got your generic Bajoran captain. Then we've got provisional government. That's an elite talent 5. It's a discard. It's a 5-point discard. Action, discard to target a ship at range 1 to 3. You cannot target that ship, and that ship can not target your ship this round. That is a pretty standard elite talent 5 SP discard ability, and that's a good one. Like, it's not the greatest ability, I guess, but that's basically attack cancellation. Typically costs 5 points and a discard. So that's normal for that. Just looking at the picture, that sort of thing behind them, I know it's supposed to be an archway and then just the back wall, but it kind of reminds me of that North Korean hotel. Here we've got Krim. Krim is a captain. Captain skill 6, 4 SP with an elite talent. He's how you get your extra crew slot here. It says add 1 crew slot to your upgrade. Okay, so if we're using that build I mentioned before, it says Ratosha 18 points, him 4 points, so that's 22. Then add the 9 for the 3 Bajoran militia. We're looking at 31 points for 5-2-3-2. When defending during the modified defense dice step, you may reroll one of your defense dice for every damage card assigned to your ship, max 3. Well, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. The ship only has 3. So if you want to work him to your best, you'd want to put him on a ship that, has 4 hull, because you're not going to get the benefit of the, third damage card on this ship, because once you get the third damage card, you're dead. If you use an attack-based card instead of a defending-based card, who lets you reroll defense, you'd be able to use him for if your ship got attacked and it was like, the simultaneous attack roll. Okay, here we go. Question mark. Assault vessel upgrade. So this is like, them being retrofitted for combat. You may fill any slot on your upgrade bar with this upgrade. Your primary weapon and shield values are +1. Oh, okay, so this is +4. May only be purchased for a Bajorian scout ship. No scout ship may be equipped with more than one. So that's 4 points. So we were looking at, 31, 35 points, and now we're looking at effectively a 6-2-3-3. This is becoming more viable right now. And a 6 attack dice ship for 30 points is not bad, I would say. So yeah, okay, here we go. We've got an admiral. So I'd say that right there has made this ship a viable ship to use in combat. With the cost, you have to fly it beside your friendlies, and you can't. Your actions are limited. All right, here we go. Also, but then again, do you really need that battle stations tokens if you're rolling 6 dice now? I mean, maybe if it's a 30-point dice ship, you're going to want to have quality, I guess. But here we go. And I guess his defensive upgrade is useful for a ship that only has a durability of, at this point, 6. Here we go. We've got a captain and an admiral. His name is Jaro Essa. Action: discard one of your Bajoran crew upgrades to perform this action. Each time you defend this round, during the roll defense dice step, roll 2 additional defense dice. This card may only be purchased for a Bajoran ship. He is 1 point, which is cool. You can put him on here as well, so it's a 36-point ship because he's an admiral. He gives you that extra bit of defense for, like, let's say, because I mean, if you are rolling 6 attack dice and getting your battle stations for flying information, and you only have a durability of 6, you start to become a bit of a target, right? So basically, you're doing your 6 attack dice with quality, then they decide to focus on you, and when they go to destroy you, you switch from being a offense-heavy ship, you discard your Bajoran militia with him, you start using your battle stations on the defense rolls, and now you're rolling 4 defense with battle stations, and you're getting if you have damage cards beside your ship, you're able to re-roll your defense as well. So yeah, this is a ship that essentially you choose whether it becomes offensive or defensive, and then during the battle you can change it from an offensive ship to a defensive ship. Although the downside is it's harder to become an offensive ship again because you are discarding these abilities. Alright, here we go. We've got the Bajoran scout ship. Bajoran scout ship maneuver dial, which is great. There's no red. Maximum speed of 4, which is okay. No 3 turns, which is normally considered bad, but you do get the 1 turns, which is good. And a white come about, which is great. Got another copy of Bajoran militia. Another copy of Bajoran militia. We've got the generic, which is 16 points. Has 1 crew slot. Feel like you would be smarter to run a, if you're just trying, this I don't feel like is a good throwaway ship necessarily. Like you could probably run a shuttle. That would be more effective to run a shuttle to carry your one crew, like a Sakharov, rather than this. But you do get the extra attack dice over the Sakharov, and you can attack at range 3. This might be usable. Hopefully, if we do get a Badorn ship pack, this becomes more of a swarm ship, and we get maybe extra slot for this or a tech version. It might be funny to use this as like a transport ship for like a admiral in like a mission, as just like a, oh yeah, this is their personal ship, all it does is carry them. Oh, also there's a mission here, and the mission is about some guy trying, I think it's Jaro Issa thing, trying to claim DS9 and kick all the Federation off, and essentially one person is flying a Federation ship of Hull 3 or less, which is supposed to be the Defiant, you know, that's what it's supposed to be, but it's not in the mission. You can use this with Deep Space Nine, because Deep Space Nine is a Bajoran ship, which means you're taking a 5 attack dice space station and boosting it up to an 8 attack dice space station. So yeah, there's also the tokens here. Let me just quickly take a look at some of them. You get your standards, you get your scan battle stations, crit that no one ever uses. It's target lock D2, you get some reminder tokens, and you get your admiral cards. And you get 2 shields and a disable. Seems pretty good. Just of note, so the pegs are not conjoined. So that means there's you know, you run the risk that maybe they printed the wrong one. And is the base the new base or the old base? I need to check, because the old bases, in my opinion, are the best. They're the ones with the triangle on them. Those are the ones I like using. This is the newer base, so it doesn't come with a triangle. Or a chevron, I should say. And there we have it. The model itself looks great. A little plain, but it's nice. I like it.